Have you ever heard of an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, home to only a few dozen residents, carrying a turbulent history and unique cultural traits? That island is Pitcairn, one of the rare places in the world that has remained incredibly isolated. Although it is a British territory, life on this island is completely different from the rest of the world. Join the Shin as we explore 10 strange and unbelievable things that can only be found in Pitcairn. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next exciting videos. 1. Pitcairn. One of the least populated territories in the world. With only about 40-50 residents, Pitcairn is one of the least populated places on Earth. Most of its inhabitants are descendants of the mutineers from the HMS Bounty in 1789. To evade capture, they burned the ship and settled on this remote island. Initially, this small community survived through self-sufficient farming, hunting, and fishing. However, over time, harsh living conditions led to a decline in population. Many young people left the island in search of better education and job opportunities in New Zealand or the UK, causing Pitcairn's population to dwindle year after year. Although the government has encouraged immigration, very few people choose to settle there permanently. Life on Pitcairn lacks many modern conveniences, and access to healthcare and education is extremely limited. Supply ships from New Zealand arrive only every few months, bringing essential goods, but not enough to sustain a stable economy. The island's administration is managed by a local council that oversees community affairs. Pitcairn's isolation makes it one of the most unique communities in the world. Its residents live in a close-knit environment where everyone knows each other, sharing resources and facing the challenges of life on a remote island together. 2. No airport. Only one main road. Pitcairn has no airport and no major seaport, making travel to and from the island a real challenge. Its rugged, mountainous terrain and jagged coastline make building an airport nearly impossible. The island has only one main road, aptly named Hill of Difficulty, which connects the boat landing to the residential area. This is the only transportation route, typically used by all-terrain vehicles or for walking. Getting to Pitcairn is anything but simple. Travelers must first fly to Tahiti or Auckland, then take a boat to Mangariva in French Polynesia. From there, they must endure a 32-hour sea journey to reach Pitcairn. This extreme isolation makes it one of the most difficult places in the world to access. Since there is no major port, supply ships from New Zealand must anchor offshore, and residents use small boats to transport goods and passengers to the island. Everything from canned food and fuel to medical supplies depends on these infrequent shipments. In emergencies, accessing medical care is extremely difficult. If someone requires specialized treatment, they must wait for a helicopter or boat from a neighboring country, which can take several days. However, the people of Pitcairn have adapted to these harsh conditions by growing their own vegetables, fishing, and maintaining a close-knit community. This isolation not only presents challenges, but also helps preserve Pitcairn's untouched beauty, offering a unique way of life unlike anywhere else in the world. 3. The smallest post office with a single employee. Pitcairn is home to one of the smallest post offices in the world, operated by a single employee who handles everything from receiving mail and selling stamps to processing packages. Despite its modest size, Pitcairn's post office is well known among stamp collectors for its rare and uniquely designed stamps. These stamps often feature the island's rugged landscapes, the history of the Bounty Mutiny, and the daily life of its residents, making them a significant source of income for the community. Due to the small number of people sending mail, the post office does not operate daily but opens only at specific times. However, it remains a vital link between Pitcairn and the outside world. Letters sent from this remote island hold special value, not only in terms of rarity but also in their historical and cultural significance. For visitors, owning a Pitcairn stamp is more than just a souvenir. It's a tangible piece of one of the world's most unique and isolated places. 4. No banks, only cash or barter transactions. On Pitcairn Island, there are no banks, no ATMs, and no electronic payment systems. Residents primarily use cash for transactions, but since cash is in limited supply, bartering is also a common practice. For example, someone might trade fresh fish for vegetables or other essential goods they cannot produce themselves. Without a bank, Pitcairn's residents face significant challenges when it comes to international transactions. To purchase goods from abroad, they rely on periodic supply ships, where orders must be placed in advance and paid for through indirect channels. For tourists, making payments can also be tricky, as only cash is accepted, or in some cases, prepayments must be arranged through banks in other countries before arriving on the island. Despite the absence of modern financial services, the people of Pitcairn have adapted to this way of life and maintain a self-sufficient economy. Trust and practical needs take precedence over money, fostering a close-knit community where people help each other rather than relying heavily on currency. This barter-based system not only helps them cope with isolation, but also strengthens their bonds as a supportive and resilient society. 5. A minimalist government system, where everyone plays a vital role. Pitcairn operates with a simple, community-driven government system. With only a few dozen residents, every individual plays a crucial role in maintaining the island's daily life. The island is governed by an island council consisting of 6 elected members, along with a mayor who oversees general administration. Due to the small population, each person takes on multiple responsibilities. Someone might work in the local government while also serving as a repair worker, tour guide, or even a medical assistant. There is no dedicated police force, so disputes or security issues are resolved collectively through self-governance and mutual agreement. This streamlined government structure minimizes bureaucracy and strengthens the island's sense of community. Pitcairn's residents not only rely on each other for support, but also actively contribute to maintaining order, protecting the environment, and preserving their traditions. This creates a unique social model where everyone has a voice and a shared responsibility in shaping the island's future. 6. No prisons, no crime. On Pitcairn Island, prisons are non-existent because crime is virtually unheard of. With a small population where everyone knows and supports one another, criminal behavior has little room to thrive. Instead of resorting to punishment, disputes are typically resolved through open dialogue and mutual agreements within the community. Pitcairn's legal system is built on self-governance and consensus. When violations occur, the Island Council determines appropriate measures, often prioritizing corrective actions over incarceration. In more serious cases, offenders may be sent to New Zealand for trial. The island's close-knit lifestyle and strong sense of mutual trust have allowed Pitcairn to maintain order without the need for police forces or prison facilities. It stands as a compelling example of how a small society can function harmoniously without relying on strict enforcement measures. 7. Limited electricity and dependence on renewable energy. Electricity on Pitcairn Island is extremely limited due to the absence of large-scale power plants, relying mainly on 2 sources: solar energy and diesel generators. However, given the island's small size and low population, building a modern, continuous power supply system is not feasible. Electricity is provided only during specific hours of the day and is often cut off during non-essential times, requiring residents to plan their usage wisely to avoid waste. At night, power may be completely shut off to conserve fuel, meaning residents must adapt to living with limited electricity. Many households have grown accustomed to using oil lamps or solar-powered lights for nighttime illumination, while minimizing the use of high-energy appliances such as refrigerators, washing machines, or ovens. Additionally, they have developed daily routines suited to the island's power limitations, completing electricity-dependent tasks during the day when supply is available and making the most of natural light. Dependence on renewable energy also presents challenges, especially on cloudy or stormy days when solar energy is insufficient to generate a stable power supply. In such cases, diesel generators serve as a backup, but transporting fuel to the island is a significant issue due to the long distance and high costs. This reality forces the island community to be even more cautious with electricity consumption, maintain energy-saving habits, and seek more sustainable solutions for their future energy needs. 8. The unique education system on Pitcairn Island. With a tiny population, Pitcairn's education system is unlike any other in the world. On this small island, there is only one school with a single classroom where all children, regardless of age or academic level, learn together. A lone teacher is responsible for teaching all subjects, from mathematics and language arts to science and history, requiring a broad knowledge base and the flexibility to adapt to each student's needs. Due to the very small number of students, education here is highly personalized. Each child progresses at their own pace, ensuring the most effective learning experience. Beyond theoretical subjects, the curriculum focuses on equipping students with practical skills essential for island life. Children are taught fishing, farming, harvesting crops, repairing household items, and even building houses. Critical skills for surviving in an isolated environment where every resource must be maximized. Learning on Pitcairn extends beyond the classroom, with nature playing an integral role in education. The island itself becomes a living textbook, helping children understand ecosystems, geography, and sustainable resource management. Outdoor activities such as exploring the forests, studying local wildlife, and learning to navigate the ocean are common, enhancing their adaptability and connection to their environment. However, due to limited infrastructure and educational resources, Pitcairn lacks secondary schools and universities. As they reach adulthood, many students must leave the island to continue their education in New Zealand or other countries. Despite these challenges, Pitcairn's education system ensures that the younger generation is well prepared with the knowledge and skills needed for their future while preserving the island's rich traditions and communal values. 9. No medical facilities. Healthcare relies on self-care and external support. On Pitcairn Island, there are no hospitals or official clinics. Residents must take care of their own health using basic self-care methods and rely on assistance from community members with medical experience. For minor illnesses, they use medication from supply shipments or traditional remedies passed down through generations. When specialized medical care is needed, Pitcairn's residents must wait for external support. Periodically, a doctor from New Zealand or the UK visits the island to conduct health checkups. However, since these visits are infrequent, many cases require self-treatment or prolonged waiting periods. In emergencies, such as serious injuries or severe illnesses, evacuating patients is extremely challenging. They must wait for a supply ship to arrive or be transported on a small boat to reach a larger vessel anchored offshore. In critical situations, Pitcairn authorities can request assistance from the British or New Zealand Coast Guard or military for evacuation via helicopter or ship. The lack of medical facilities means that Pitcairn's residents must live cautiously, prioritizing personal health and minimizing risks. However, this situation also strengthens their self-reliance and tight-knit community bonds, as everyone is always ready to help one another in times of need. 10. A unique language, a blend of English and Tahitian. One of the most distinctive aspects of Pitcairn Island is its unique language. The island's residents speak a dialect called Pitcairn, a blend of Old English and Tahitian. This language originated from the mutineers of the HMS Bounty and the Tahitian women who accompanied them, forming a communication style entirely different from most languages in the world. Pitcairn is primarily based on 18th century English, but is heavily influenced by Tahitian in terms of grammar and vocabulary. For example, many words in Pitcairn have pronunciations and spellings that differ from modern English, sometimes making it difficult for outsiders to understand. Certain phrases and expressions carry strong imprints of both cultures, creating a deeply indigenous form of communication. Due to Pitcairn's small population, Pitcairn is at risk of fading away. Most residents can speak standard English, but Pitcairn is still used in daily conversations, especially among community members. Efforts have been made to preserve and document the language, including compiling Pitcairn dictionaries and organizing teaching programs for younger generations. Although Pitcairn is not an official language, it remains a vital part of the island's cultural identity. It not only reflects Pitcairn's unique history, but also stands as a rare linguistic heritage. Preserving Pitcairn helps maintain the island's distinct character while safeguarding one of the world's last surviving linguistic remnants of its kind. Pitcairn is a tiny island, yet it holds countless strange and unique aspects. From its small population and distinctive self-governance system to its isolated way of life, deeply connected with nature and rich traditions, Pitcairn stands as one of the rarest communities in the world. Language, healthcare, transportation, and food supplies here differ significantly from the rest of humanity, making the island a place filled with mystery and intrigue. Despite many challenges, Pitcairn's residents have preserved their way of life for generations, creating a remarkable and admirable culture. This island is a living testament to human adaptability and resilience in harsh environments. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the Shin channel to keep up with more fascinating content about mysterious places around the world. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts on Pitcairn or suggest topics you'd like to see explored in future videos. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next exciting journey.